Who are scouts looking at when it comes to the 2020 NFL Draft? Well, we're going to take a look at the Power 5 conferences, and I'm going to bring to you my all-conference scouts team. Basically, who are scouts looking at from each of these conferences, which means if you're not eligible for the 2020 NFL Draft, I'm not going to include you. Sorry, Trevor Lawrence. But we're talking the SEC today. But before that, what's cracking like it's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, give me a like and hit that subscribe button. It's much appreciated, much obliged, especially if you're enjoying the content. And you know what? The love for this channel has been immense. It's much appreciated. I put in a lot of work. This is probably the earliest and the biggest deep dive I've done in a draft ever. And I mean, I got a full-time job, so I mean, it's nice to see that y'all are enjoying the content. I hope it's informative and I hope that it's entertaining at the very least. But with that being said, let's go ahead, let's go in. We're going to talk quarterback first, and all eyes are going to be on Tua this year. You can make an argument for Georgia's Jake Fromm here, but you're wrong. You're wrong. I mean, Tua is a franchise-changing talent. He is a franchise-changing quarterback. I'm not saying Fromm's not. My opinion, he's not there yet. He could display that this year. That could very well change. But as of now, it's Tua at quarterback. At running back, we got Swift and Vaughn. They're both going to be highly sought out day 2 prospects, with Swift maybe making a push in the first round. I really love DeAndre Swift. The more tape I watch of him, and it's just, he's a great running back. He really does it all. He's got great patience, got a big burst. He's just, wow. Now, Alabama's tandem, they're receiving a lot of hype. They're probably going to go in the first round. But Kalijah Lipscomb, he was exceptional on 3rd and 4th down, and he displayed strong hands. He caught 71% of his targets. He had 124 targets, and he only had 5 drops. This guy could get into that day 2 mix. This is a banger of a receiving class. Other guys I considered was Tennessee's Marquez Callaway and LSU's Justin Jefferson. They're going to be potential risers who could have taken the spot, but in the end, I went with Lipscomb. This next one was tough because Jared Pickney and Albert Okwuegbunam, they're both vying for that top tight end spot. And just looking at their statistics, you could honestly say if Albert O played all of his games, if he didn't get hurt, he would have had better stats than Jared Pickney. But in the end, I went with Pickney because he's an overall better athlete, and I think he has better big play potential. Andrew Thomas and Prince Tango Wanagoho, they're going to be first-round talents. They are going to be first-round talents. And we have Solomon Kinley and Darrell Williams at guard, and they're both probably going to be day 2 prospects. They're both very good. But the guy I really wanted to highlight was Missouri's Tristan Colin Castillo. He could be the next center taken after Wisconsin's Tyler Badaz, who is just probably the best center prospect we've seen in some time. Now, Tristan here, he's a great athlete. He does a good job of getting to the second level and making those blocks. So there is a name just keep your eye on. Let's talk defense. And I went with the traditional nickel package just because it's a passing league. So let's talk about the corners. But first, we're going to talk about the edge talent. And there's an argument that the edge class is a little thin this year. It's not as good as it was this past draft, especially coming out of the SEC. There's no Josh Allen. There's no Montez Sweat. Now, Zunaga's he's incredible. He has an incredible ability of winning on the inside. And he's likely going to be a day 2 pick. But Michael Divinity Jr. out of LSU is an interesting name to look at. He isn't too much bigger than his teammate Clavon Chazon, who is a really good pass rusher. But don't sleep on Divinity Jr. because he ranked in the top 10 of pass rushers last year, and he had the highest coverage grade of any of the edge talent. So he is an interesting type of athlete coming into this draft. On the defensive interior, the top 2 names I have here are the top 2 names I have in my interior rankings, Javon Kinlaw and Derek Brown. But a guy that scouts are going to be looking at very closely is Texas A&M's Justin Matabuke. I mean, if he has a repeat performance of his 2018 campaign, this guy could sneak into the first round. Scouts are really eyeing this guy, and I almost put him on my list instead of someone else. And I promise it wasn't Derek Brown. It was Derek Brown. Now, Dylan Moses, he's receiving a lot of first round and second round hype, but Mississippi State's Errol Thompson and Willie Gay Jr., they're getting a lot of attention from scouts. I put Thompson on here because he's more of a complete linebacker. Now, I didn't put LSU's Jacob Phillips, who I have higher in my rankings, because he's a great athlete, but the production on the field needs to catch up to the hype, and scouts aren't nearly as high on him as I am. I think that'll all change when it comes around to the combine, but until then, I got my boy E-Roll. Christian Fulton and CJ Henderson are names you should already know. They're already being talked about among the top corners in this class. And I went ahead and threw Shaheem Carter here at corner as well, because he's going to see most of his snaps, at least in the slot. LSU's Grant Delpit will be a top 10 pick, and you should already know about him. But Georgia's J.R. Reed is a very interesting guy, because when it's all said and done, he could be the second safety off the board. He boasts one of the highest coverage grades. He just needs to clean up on some of his missed tackles. So keep an eye out for him. Very intriguing prospect. That's it for the video. Go ahead, leave anything you want to say. Let's discuss in the comment section below. It's much appreciated, much obliged. I love football. Let's talk football. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.